Good evening, and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. Every time I say that, I feel like such a faulty line. Morning Gospel Fuel. That was back whenever I felt like I could get up in the morning to do these. Maybe I could do that for Lent. I really should. We'll think. I'll take it to prayer. I got a day and a half to figure it out. Really, just one day. Anyway, it is Monday, February 15th. The feast day of Saints, I might butcher these pronunciations, but Saints Jovita and Faustinus. Faustinus, I think. I'm in Latin too long. Anyway, I think those two, actually I know those two, they were two brothers who died as Christian martyrs together in the year 120 AD. And they are the patron saints of Brescia. I think that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. Pronunciations are getting to me already. But they're the patron saints of Brescia of northern Italy. Because that's where they were martyred. Anyway, let's get to the gospel. What is it? Today's gospel is from Mark, chapter 8, verses 11 through 13. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen. The Pharisees came forward and began to argue with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven to test him. He sighed from the depth of his spirit and said, "Why does this generation seek a sign? Amen, I say to you, no sign will be given to this generation." Then he left them, got into the boat again, and went off to the other shore. 3 verses today from Mark's Gospel. And you can see, Christ is divine. He's human and divine. He's got a human nature and a divine nature because he's God, right? But we can see Jesus' human nature coming out right now of just how frustrated he is at these Pharisees because they want a sign. They're demanding him for a sign, keeping in mind of what Jesus literally just did. He fed the 4,000 by the multiplication of the loaves and the fish. He healed a deaf man. He drove out demons from a Syrophoenician woman. What else did he do? He walked on water. He fed 5,000. He did all these healings, miracles, driving out demons. And then these people are asking him for a sign. And he's like, what else do you want? Like so it says he sighed from the depth of his spirit. And he says, why does this generation seek a sign? Because they're looking for something like from heaven. Like something like super, super, supernatural. Even though I don't know what else all this other stuff that has taken place just happened is considered. But you can just get a sense of Jesus's, his inner turmoil right now. He's like, and how often does that seem like that's often us too, where it just seems like nothing is ever enough. So Jesus says he's not going to listen to their demands. He says this generation will not he will not give a sign to them, even though he kind of did, but just not on their behalf, not through their demands. Because Jesus does listen to people, clearly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing all these healings and feeding of the 4,000 and the 5,000, whatever else. He listens to us, but he doesn't listen to our demands. He listens to our prayers of faith and trust in him. And he answers according to his will, knowing that God's will is the only demand that will bring us peace. And that's what he's going to grant us. So that could be a challenge of just trusting God more, of if he's not giving you what you want, which I've gone through a lot, as I'm sure we all have. I'm just trying to grow in faith. So that's just a constant invitation to grow in faith through that. So maybe that can be your challenge. Or you could take the challenge of Jesus's composure and his ability to just pull himself together and not cause a stir or an outburst with his emotions and frustration that we know that he is, but he doesn't act upon it. Because at the very last verse, he says, then he left them. He got into the boat and went off to the other shore. Because he's like, he just stepped away from the situation, so that, because that demonstrates maturity on his end. And so, whenever you feel like maybe, you can never do enough to please somebody, maybe it's just time to walk away. And that could be the challenge. So have a great day. God bless. Keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.